Hello, Kevin here from RiskSense HSE and Risk Management Solutions. I'm an HSE consultant and content provider for MySafetyBase. I'd like to take a few minutes to give you a quick introduction to MySafetyBase. So let's dive in and have a quick look at what MySafetyBase is. So what is MySafetyBase? Basically, in a nutshell, it's a browser-based OHS data management system. It was created in consultation with OHS and industry professionals with the intention of providing a simple method for OHS data collection, OHS data management, and of course the ability to report on that data. It's device independent. It works with Mac OS, Windows, Linux, and of course on mobile devices that run iOS and Android. So what exactly does it do? What SafetyBase does is it eliminates the need for paper forms, spreadsheets, and mismatched programs. After all, how many of you have received something like this in interoffice mail, complete with coffee stain and illegible writing? All you end up with this overwhelming sense of despair because you don't know what the report says, or chances are it's likely old and outdated. So, moving on, MySafetyBase, as I said, provides a simple method for collection of OHS data and simple reporting on that data. This allows for everybody to be involved because it's simple and easy to use. If you make something easy and simple to use, it's obviously, it's just almost common sense that more people will want to be able to use it. So this allows for reporting by all workers within all levels of the organization. So how does it work? It uses web-based technology. So if a user can access any of the typical social media sites or reporting sites or news sites or anything else like that, often all of these have interactive forms within them. So that's basically MySafetyBase. It's a set of interactive forms. These forms, of course, when you report, you can add pictures, PDF, Word documents, and text documents to many of the forms, and this will help to accentuate the data and enhance the reporting. Users access the organization's SafetyBase through their device web browser, so typically what they can do is start with a phone, do an initial report, and then go back to the computer to finish. So think about it. Doing an inspection, you can use your phone, go to each area, find discrepancy or something that's non-compliance, take a picture with it, jot down a few notes over your phone, and move on. Once you've done the inspection, you can save the whole works and go back to your computer and finish it. And of course, there'll be an additional video on this at a later date. So what kind of reports are we looking at? Typical HSE and OHS reports, safety concerns or hazard reports, incident or, if you will, accident reporting, inspections of all types, job hazard assessment, field hazard assessments, and of course many others. MySafetyBase is made up as a system of modules. These modules can be turned off and on during the configuration or at any time throughout the use of MySafetyBase. The data is used in the ability to report in up to 20 pre-configured statistical reports. Local files, of course, can be added to the data entries, and this helps to provide more information because, after all, like I said, a picture is worth 1,000 words. MySafetyBase uses that typical health and safety workflow. It's not another program that's had a bunch of workarounds, so it can be adapted for health and safety. It was created with the idea of noting a concern or hazard, reporting it through the system. Once it's through the system, notifications are sent out by system email to the necessary personnel. Observations can then be made through the traditional method of on-site inspections or investigation, assessment of the situation. Through careful analysis, resolutions and corrective actions can be determined. These can be documented through the system and assigned to responsibility as noted. So let's just take a minute to have a quick look at what a report generated through a mobile device would look like. So here we have a mobile device. The user's already put their name in and password. This is Bailey. She's an administrative assistant, so not necessarily a power user, but she does have access to a lot of MySafetyBase. So she can sign in. She's not going to choose to save her password at this moment. There'll be another video on navigation of MySafetyBase, so we'll go over that later. But right now, I want to report a safety concern. What she's going to do is add new. As you can see, the status is open. That's automatically configured by the system, and it's locked. The user can't change it no matter how much they tap on it. The date can be added or changed, but it defaults to today's date. And she's noted a problem with a broken ladder. So she's going to scroll down to ladders. That's the subject title or subject criteria. And then she's noted the deficiency that's broken. These are all pre-configured prior to loading MySafetyBase. It comes pre-configured. As I said, a picture is worth 1,000 words, so she's going to go to her photo. She could choose to take a photo if she wanted, but she already has a pre-existing photo of a ladder. She chooses it. It gets added to it, and she says she just noted broken ladder being used. And she can report upon this later, and if she wanted, she could capitalize. It's a rich text field, so she has simple word processing capabilities within it. This resolution comments is once it's investigated, whoever the investigator is will put the resolution in here in a different field. It automatically gets updated within MySafetyBase. Bailey would be able to log on and have a look at a later date. This administration notes or admin notes section is if a MySafetyBase administrator has to go in and make changes upon the organization's request, they would make a note of it here. So anyway, once Bailey's done, she's going to save new, and it gets updated to MySafetyBase, and she gets an alert letting her know that. And that's it. It's fairly simple and straightforward. So, moving on, what would happen next? Pretty simple. Users can log on to the computer and finish the report or add more to the report. They can complete it at a later time. Most initial reports will stay open and editable until they're being investigated, at which time they become locked and no longer usable or editable by the user. So it preserves the integrity through the system. Email notifications are sent out on submission of reports, and the workflow begins. So a little bit more on these notifications. Most safety reports within MySafetyBase will initiate an email notification upon report generation. These notifications are pre-configured based on position, but they can be further configured during the setup of MySafetyBase and of course at any time after that. Email notifications, once again, are assigned during configuration, but as I said, they can be edited. So a little bit more on the data. The data can be used to create statistical reporting, and it's used for pre-configured reports. All the data is accessible and viewable through a hierarchical permission system. So what this means is it's based on the organization's needs. If the organization wants everybody to have a look at everybody's information, that's fine. It can be done out of the box, or it can be set up based on departmental views or positions within the organization. Say, for instance, the CEO wants to be able to see everything. That can be configured during the setup of MySafetyBase. All the information is stored on MySafetyBase servers and is backed up daily. So more on that data integrity and auditing. All of the data is maintained. Nothing is deleted. If a user wants to go in and have a look at something and they try to delete it, the delete button is either absent or grayed out. Nothing can be deleted. It can be added, changed, or edited, and all of this, of course, is logged by the system. All the data is verified, of course, by auditing modules with limited user access. Usually the only people that have access to these modules, depending on the setup, is the organization's HSE administrators or HSE team, and of course any auditors that, external auditors that come in, say for certificate of recognition audits. The data is verified by IP address, so whatever user put in a report or changed a record or altered a record or edited a record of their IP address and who they were is noted within the system. All changes, of course, are logged and recorded. So if the example that we made, if it goes in, or if another user goes in and needs to investigate the report that Bailey put in, whatever he or she does to that report or with that report will be logged within the system. So do you want to know more? Navigate to the MySafetyBase site. A link is going to be in the description below. Check out the blog, check out the features and more information. It's at MySafetyBase.com. And of course, while you're there, if you want to know more information or have specific questions, hit us up on the contact page and send us an email, and somebody will respond. You can make a request if you want access to the Acme test site, in which case then you can have an opportunity to play around. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and please leave comments and navigate to MySafetyBase. Take care